then you survive. Millie Emsworth was the darling of Broadway at the Nightingale Theater. She was performing her favorite role, Lady Macbeth. One night, just before showtime, she went into her dressing room and her heart dropped. Standing there was Obadiah Knox. She knew who he was, but she didn't know how he had gotten in. He was a tabloid journalist, and she'd been denying him an interview for ages. She decided to appease him so he would finally leave her alone. She told him she didn't talk about her personal life or do photographs. She would discuss the stage, but everything else was off the table. However, he kept asking her questions that were unrelated to her career. It became clear that this went beyond journalism. He was obsessed with her. Thankfully, Millie's manager Rex came to her dressing room, intervened, and called security. After the performance, Millie was waiting outside for her closest friend and biggest fan, Giselle, to pick her up. That's when Knox appeared again. She texted Giselle to hurry up. Knox crept in closer, telling her that he wanted to take her out for a drink. "No, you're not my type," Millie responded plainly. Knox continued to press his advances anyway. Finally, Giselle pulled up at the stage door. Millie shouted a no as she slid into the car. Both women jumped as Knox pounded against the window. Giselle sped away, and from then on, Knox was banned from the Nightingale Theater. For a while, he still tried to worm his way past security every show, but to no avail. One night, Millie arrived early to prep in her dressing room, only to find an envelope taped to the door. He had gotten in somehow. She called Rex. She didn't want to call the police, that would just mean press, and she was adamant that any coverage be only about her talent. Just then, she received a text from Giselle. "Come to my place. Now. No cops." Millie had a bad feeling. Why didn't Giselle call? This felt so cryptic. Rex handed her the envelope from her door. It contained a single old photo. She stared at it, shocked, then left without saying a word. When Millie arrived at Giselle's apartment, the door was partway open. She rushed in to see her friend tied to a chair, bloodied. On the table, there were antique playbills, old photographs like the one that had been in the envelope, and yellowed newspaper clippings, all about a woman named Millicent Emsworth. They went as far back as the 19th century. Knox appeared. "Ever since our first meeting, I've been doing my homework. You've played many women, Amelia, Millicent, and now Millie. Tell me the truth. How is this possible?" He then ordered her to come with him, and he pulled out a knife. Laughing, she asked, "Or what? You're going to kill me?" It caught him off guard how strangely calm she was. Still behaving as though he was beneath her, he thought to himself. So he moved toward Giselle. He would kill her instead. Before he could even react, his hand was crushed in a vice-like grip. His knife dropped. Somehow, Millie had closed the distance between them with supernatural speed. She now stood over him as he fell to his knees, racked with pain from his hand and arm. She opened her mouth, revealing a maw full of fangs. She hissed,
"For all your research, you still don't believe what I am?"
Knox whimpered and begged for his life, but he had sealed his fate. When he threatened her friend. Millie wouldn't enjoy killing him, though.
"I prefer only the finest vintages. Like I said, you're not my type."
She sank her fangs into his neck. Panicked, he fought back, but his strength seeped away, and within minutes, his body was drained of blood. Millie then untied Giselle, using a cloth to stop her bleeding. She couldn't afford to lose her biggest fan and most willing blood donor. Her blood type was rare enough, but to also have her devotion, that only happened once every few decades. It was tempting to sample some of Giselle's delicious blood so she could wash away Nox's flavor, but not tonight. Her friend had already lost too much blood. Shaken up, Giselle wondered out loud what they would do as she pointed out the bite marks on Nox's neck. Taking out her phone, Millie called Rex. He would take care of it. After all, what else is a vampire's servant for? Rex asked Millie if she wanted tonight's show to be canceled. Millie smiled. Of course not, darling. The show must go on. Trying to balance work